What is up? So anyway, guys, on the West Coast and on Mountain, it is technically Thursday, July 10th, 2014. But on the East Coast, we are at, it's July 11th. So, we heard the magic ting. Let me introduce you to two wonderful people, not only in the vaping community, but I'm glad to call friends of mine. Hold on, let me just pop them in. As soon as they roll in. And there they are. What is up, J-Rock?
What is up, man? How you doing?
I'm alright. What is up, buddy?
Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, we hear you fine. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Glad you're having us on.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you on a serious note, I'm very glad that your son's doing better. Guys, if you guys didn't know, they had to delay what they did because son had an ailment, and I'm hoping that he's doing better now.
Yeah, definitely. He had to go into the hospital last week, so we couldn't join you. Spent 4 days in the hospital getting oxygen and steroids and stuff put into him. So it's okay though, because it's we're a little bit used to it. It's about something that happens about once a year with him, just with his allergies and his asthmas and stuff. So, but yeah, we're glad to be back home. Glad we can make this week with you.
Hey guys, do me a favor. Can you drop down one notch on your Hangout from HD to 3 bars? Because your audio is chomping up.
Okay. How would I go about doing that?
If you go up towards the center, like the top of the Hangout, a bar will appear, and then just adjust bandwidth usage, and just drop it down. Drop it down one bar. So it's on 4 bars now. Just drop it to 3 bars. Let me see it. It's like in the top center. Yep. Okay.
Does that work?
Yep.
So you want it on low or medium?
No. Medium's fine. 3 bars is fine. I just wanted to make sure so that we could hear your audio. It's fine.
No, that's cool. I don't do a whole lot of Hangouts, man. So
yeah, I know it's all about. Well, I'll tell you though, if you guys haven't seen their show on VapeNet, you guys have an electrifying show. You guys are just pure energy. I remember you were talking about how my show is pure energy. Nah, man, I can't light a candle to you guys. You guys are jamming tunes the whole time. You're always just on it. But you know what? You guys work together well. You know, and it definitely shows not only on the shows you do, because you have your impromptu shows, but also shows like on your channel. So hold on, I've been giving the links periodically. I'm gonna be doing them again. So if you guys go over to their Peace, Love, and Vape channel, you'll see what we're talking about. Now, I know that a lot has happened to you guys since last September, when I did finally meet you guys. I was fortunate enough to meet you guys, but let's go farther back. And just so you guys know, Snow Bunny and J-Rock are old school vapors. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but they are. They've been around since, like, I guess the dawn of what we'd consider the hardcore vaping industry, the 1%ers, I guess, so to speak. So if you could give us a little background, guys, for those of you who don't know who you are, just give us a little history of your vaping, smoking, and vaping history and stuff.
Okay. Well, I started vaping back in 2010. I was at a haunted house, and somebody in front of me was using an electronic cigarette, and I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "Hey man, I don't want to bother you, but does that thing work?" And he goes, "Yeah," and he took a puff on it, and I go, "I mean, does it help you with your cravings to help you stop smoking?" He goes, "If I use it all the time, it works." And it just got and I said, "Okay, thanks," and I didn't ask any more questions. And about a week went by, and one day it just hit me that I needed to just look into what this thing was. So I jumped online and I started looking through some stuff, and I ended up ordering an old KR808, it's like a stick battery. You put pre-filled cardos on the end of it, and at the time they didn't have refillable cardos for it, so you had to buy all your cardos pre-filled. So I bought me this, I think it was called a Cloud 9 e-cig and like 2 packs of Cardos, blueberry flavor, at the strongest nic level. And I got this thing, and I thought I was the coolest guy at work, man. I was puffing in the shop. I was puffing around in the store. I was puffing in people's apartments when they weren't home. Man, it was great. And I was like, man, this actually works. But I still just had a craving for cigarettes. So I started to look online, and I came across this forum, and it was Vapor Talk. And so I jumped in the Vapor Talk forums, and I started looking through all the stuff, and I came across this live chat room. So I'm like, well, what's the better way to get any help than live, right? So I jumped in the chat room, and come to my surprise, there was about 10 or 15 people in this chat room, and about 3 or 4 people on cam. Now this was the old tiny chat, and so they're all hi, and I'm like, hey, I'm new here, I got some questions, and everybody was just so helpful. It blew my freaking mind. They gave me links, they gave me prices, they gave me information, and at that time it wasn't like it was now. There was only so many products, so finding information and finding things to buy weren't very hard. It was like you had a couple of pin styles, you had a couple of Sigalikes, and you had what was brand new to the industry, which was the Ego. And they all pushed me towards the Ego. They said, hey, you gotta get this, you gotta get this. And so I bought my first Ego kit. And that did it. The day I got my Ego kit, I stopped smoking.
So you hit your aha moment right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was like instant for me. And, I wish I could say I never looked back, but I did. I've been through some tragic stuff since I started vaping, and I've been through the trials and tribulations of going back to smoking for a while, and then coming back to vaping for a while, and then going back to smoking for a while. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm back to vaping, and I'm glad to be back here, but it wasn't ever that I just wanted to smoke. It was that traumatic things happened to me in my life, and I couldn't wrap my mind around charging batteries and doing simple things like filling Cardos and ordering juice. My life was that screwed up. So,
you know what? I'll tell you. Just I didn't mean to cut you off, but what I want to say is, this just goes to show the character J-Rock Bunny, their character. They're able to own up and explain to you that, I'm sure you can agree that our shows, they're not just to give people information, is that we're all a support group. Like, these shows are all a big support group. I say it time and time again, but it's true. And the reason why is because sometimes we fall off the wagon for whatever reason. And you know what? There's no judgments here. Some people still vape and smoke, And
it's true. The thing I'm trying to make by saying that is we're all in this together, whether we're smoking cigarettes and vaping, or just vaping, or we're new vapors and we're still smoking cigarettes trying to learn about vaping. Mm-hmm. The big picture is it's not about what you're not doing. It's about, what you are doing for yourself. And the less cigarettes you smoke, the better off you are. We can't condemn each other. So, me going back to smoking was just something I had to do for the time being. I'm back to vaping, I'm glad. But let me tell you, if you get the chance to never look back, never do, because coming back to vaping the second and third time is way harder. It wasn't like the first time I picked up the Ego kit and I quit like that. I mean, it was literally like that. The second time, it was hard. And the third time was even harder. Because it's like the novelty of vaping wore away. And I don't mean to progress you through your story so fast, but I'm just saying...
Well, I didn't even know that, just because I've never moved away from vaping from the time I started, so... This is really good info for a lot of people who dealt with it.
When you first get into vaping, you're learning about Ohm's Law, you're learning about voltages, you're learning about amperages, you're learning about mods, you're learning about juice, you're learning DIY. I mean, you're learning all this stuff, and it's so intriguing, and you're like, yeah! Vaping for the win. But once you learn all this stuff, the basics, and all this general information about vaping, at some point it starts to level out for you. And And the novelty of vaping, if you go back to smoking, kind of wears away for a little while. And when you come back to it, there's a lot of stuff that you've missed out on, but it's not as intriguing as it was the day that you got your first e-cig, you know?
Right.
So my advice is never look back. If you can help it, never look back. I'm not going to condone anybody that smokes and vapes and smokes, but at the same token, if you don't ever have to, then don't.
No, I hear you. Now, Bunny, as far as you, like, we talked a little bit, even before we met in September, and, you know, you told me, or you told us, I guess, in a chat room one day that, you know, more than anything, at least my impression of it is that you started vaping to support J-Rock, right? You weren't even a smoker.
Nope. I tried it one time when I was in probably like high school, and I got caught. So I did my little in-school detention for it.
Right.
And it was gross to me. So I never did it after that. It
right.
was never appealing to me. But I did date guys who smoked, and it was just not fun. I don't know. And then now having a son who has like asthma issues,
right.
It's really great that Jace doesn't smoke around him. That's like one of the first questions the doctors always ask me is when I take him in is, does somebody smoke in the house? You know, and it's nice to say no. You know, I have a vapor in the house, but not a smoker. So, but I'm just here to support. I don't know. I love the fact that like you guys can kill secondhand smoking. You guys can take, you know, it's so much healthier. It's a healthier choice. And whether you choose to lower your nic or keep it the same, you know, the fact that you just took away all those chemicals out of your body is, I think, the biggest thing. You're extending your life. You know, you're keeping your health, even around others, safer. So I think it's great. And the fact that my son is my hugest thing. You know,
right.
His health is what I live for. So if he's not healthy, you know, I mean, he had a haircut the other day, and the guy had just got done smoking. You could just smell it on him, and I was like, oh, do I really want you touching my son?
Right.
So, you know, but so yeah, I'm here to support you guys, and I think it's great what everybody's doing. So
yeah, I mean, and it really is a testament because there are people out there who are in a relationship, married, long term commitment, whatnot, and where one of the partners are smoking and the other one, you know, doesn't, and you know, just to help them get off it. I mean, like people like yourself, Bunny, like you know, I guess initially you did it just for support, and I'm glad that you like it. You know, I know you're a zero nic vapor. We have zero nic vapors in the community, and it's a wonderful thing. You know, like, and more than anything, the people who are zero nic vapors, you discluded, of course, because you started to support J-Rock. But there are a lot of zero nic vapors that continuously vape just because it's more so hard to get rid of the habit. You know, the oral fixations revolve around it, you know?
Well, and she definitely has a place in this community. Don't let that fool you. Just
oh no! I'm not. I didn't mean to. You know, I didn't mean to say it that way.
No, I'm not implying that. I'm just
okay.
I'm throwing this out there for information. That,
right.
Bunny's got other zero nic vapors involved in the community. Angel Rider Speaks over on VapeNet is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
She came to Bunny not knowing anything about vaping, wanting to help Sticky Vapes, who is her boyfriend, stop smoking. And he is now also involved in the community. But she plays a huge role in that hubby side or girlfriend side where they can really relate to her because I'm a smoker. I mean, if you think about it, we're all still smokers. We were smokers. And so a non-smoker really isn't going to trust the word of another smoker. You know, so they can actually go to Bunny with a different level of understanding and a different level of trust and say, hey, I want to know how you got into this because I want to help somebody else that's dear and close to me. You know, so she does a lot of that behind the scenes, helping a lot of zero nic vapors with information to help their hubs or their girlfriends or their boyfriends or whatever the case may be. And she's my ride or die chick, and she's fun.
But you know what? And not only that, I mean, like, I know you guys work really hard on how you involve yourselves in the community, and that's how I initially met you guys, through your work. Why don't you step us through how the concept of peace, love, and rape, and how that evolved to what you have today?
Well, back in the old Tiny Chat days,
Right.
there used to be a guy that was really kind of a big giver in the community. His name was True Love,
Ah.
and he was really known for getting people to stop vaping on the streets of New York. And if anybody lives or knows about New York, which obviously you used to live there, Tower.
I'm still here for now. Not
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know for I don't know for how much longer, but yeah, I'm still
Well, I
here.
thought you were
bro.
in Texas now.
No, no, no. I would have told you guys. I would be like,
Oh, shizzle.
I'll be like,
See, I thought you had moved.
I
No.
thought it was the beginning of the month.
not yet, not yet. Yeah, there's been delays, but I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
So you know that, like, when you try to talk to people on the streets of New York, you get the old "fuck you," you know. So he would take his video camera and he would have a kit, and he would go outside where people were smoking, and he would try to get them to quit right on the spot, live on the thing, and he would give them a kit. He would give it to them,
Mhm.
and he would ask them to do is to come back. And so he has a couple of success stories where people came back, they quit smoking, and it was really an amazing thing. But he used to do all this other stuff in the community. So one day, he inspired me to do some modding. I made this box mod, and I'm sitting in a room, and he's like, "Jay, what the hell is that you're vaping on?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is just, a little box mod I made." And he's like, "I want one." And he's like, so I made him one. Or not, I didn't make him one, but I started making them.
Mhm.
And my big signature on the forums, you always had some kind of like forum signature at the bottom. Usually it was a quote of somebody's. I came up with peace, love, and vape, and that was how all my forum signatures were. And I thought, why not sign all my mods that way? So I started making these box mods.
Right.
And I learned a lot through, and they transitioned over time, and they became really popular. And I signed every single one of them, peace, love, and vape. Well, when I met Bunny, I was going through my smoking transition,
Mhm.
and I was bouncing back and forth between smoking and vaping, and I was trying hard as hell. And she didn't know anything about vaping, and she realized once I settled into the vaping end of things that, this I was really dedicated to. And I think her wanting to be a part of my life decided either I'm going to involve myself in this or I'm going to be left out. So she involved herself, and we started talking one day, and we're like, I said, I've had this concept about doing like a vape diary. We just like videotape ourselves, and just to show that vapors are normal people.
Yeah.
Because there's like this big hype about like Grim Green being this like idol, and all these big names that everybody really idolizes now, but back
Mhm.
then. And I just wanted to show that people are just people. Me and you are just two people on a screen right now with cameras in front of us.
Well, I gotta tell you, man. Like, I've always had from the time I met you, online to the time I finally got to meet you guys last September, I had a very big affinity for you guys, just because I saw how much work it took for you guys just to produce one video, and
We work hard, man. That's
yeah,
great.
and like I said, from the time when I met you guys last, I mean, like you're just like everybody else. We struggle, we get, we live week to week, paycheck by paycheck. The vast majority of us. I mean, there's the few that, that are rich. I mean, you have it in any community, but for the most of us, that's how we live. And even despite that, and you working really hard hours, you guys tried to put out videos all the time, and I had a lot of respect for you, and I still do to this day because of it. It's tough.
Yeah, no, we work hard as hell on those videos. I mean, but it shows, and I just don't think anybody's really caught on to that. But to keep you going with your peace, love, and vape trip, when she decided that she wanted to be 100% involved in this with me,
Mm-hmm.
we decided to come up with this idea. I told her, this is how I sign my thing, and I really think it really defines me and you because, it's peace, love, and vape. We're all
Right.
about helping people. We're all about keeping the peace within the community. We try to, defuse fights behind the scenes. We try to keep the peace when really we don't have any place there. or we'll just try to like throw out reminders to people to, you know, keep it adult-like, or to keep it professional, or hey, maybe you didn't need to go step over the bounds a little bit here. We try to help,
Right.
and we do it all out of the kindness of our hearts. And so then we came on to the love thing, which would, you know, tie me and her together,
Mhm.
and then you know, the vape thing, and you know, that's evolved into another whole thing back into the mods into itself. So we've got a lot going on with Peace, Love, and Vape right now, and
Right.
and I have an amazing woman standing beside me doing all this with me, so it keeps it interesting.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, just so you guys know, on a personal note, like J Rock actually helped me. I mean, there was a night where I was completely irrational. He worked me through it, and even at a point convinced me not to quit, because there was a point where I was actually ready to walk away from the community, and it's J Rock that pulled me back in, and I never thanked him for it. So I wanted to thank you for it, and I'm sorry we argued that night.
Dude, I'm
But
glad you stuck in it. I mean, look what you do. I mean, look at right now. You got 88 people in the room that is listening to you. I mean, that's 88 people that you're touching with my story right now, and I appreciate all 88 of you being here listening to me ramble.
nah, dude, it's not rambling to me. I mean, like, and that's only
Or
because
listening to my story, I should say.
yeah, I mean, like, I
We
think
all
it's
have a story.
well. Here's the thing: the reason why I like bringing in, and I'm sure you guys can relate to the reason why I like bringing in people, and is because I like people to. I want viewers who don't know who people are in the community to see who they are behind what they do, or behind their involvement in the community. And I think it's, you know, I think it's cool that people can relate to the person and relate it in their own lives. And like, you and Bunny are definitely, you know, you're living it. You know, you're definitely living it. You know, I know that you've been dealt a few bad blows, but you still look at, you're still persevering. You're moving on, and you guys
Yeah.
are doing it with smiles on your faces. I mean, it just goes to show. It just goes to show. You know, because there are people in this room, and I'm sure there's people in the community right now that are having a horrible day, suffering for one reason or another, something ongoing, you know. And like I said, it all goes back to this, where we're just hanging out and we talk about vaping, and sometimes we talk about our own lives, because even though vaping is what ties us together, it's the friendships we make, you know, within the community that keeps us stronger and that keeps us persevering, moving forward. You know.
Definitely.
So anyway, I wanted to delve a little bit into like other aspects of the community. Now you you talked to us previously about how there was a point where you were making box mods for certain lucky people in the community. Can you tell us about what you've been doing recently since the time I've seen you in September, in terms of coming back, kind of going full circle, and coming back to what is it you love to do, and that is building devices and stuff, and I guess promoting peace, love, and vape. Not just as what you guys do, but as just like a simple concept that we can all embrace and you know, and like relate to.
Right. Well, I guess I'll go back to about December last year. Me and Bunny were doing our thing. You know, life was hard. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We
Right.
got five people in our home, 3 kids. Trying to run Peace, Love, and Vape, trying to make money, trying to do our thing. And then all of a sudden my mom died. And everything came to a screeching halt in our lives. I mean, everything. My job, my life, the kids' life, everything had to be put on hold because I had to deal with my mom like that. I'm an only child, so I had to drop everything, and I did. That was my
Right.
responsibility to my mother, and that's what I did. My life has changed a lot since then. I quit my job because they treated me bad while I was gone. And Bunny stuck with me through everything.
Mhm.
And we decided to start making mods again because that's what I'm good at and that's what I like to do, and I want to be involved in the community. I've dedicated my life to this community, seriously. Like, I'm young. I'm 31 years old. I've dedicated my life to vaping. I've already done it. and I do it every day. I help one person each day. That's my goal. And so we decided to make mods again, and what I used to make were wooden box mods. And we started looking at the things that were on the market now, and I'm going, I'm just not going to be able to keep up. What can we do? And, we started looking at what we could do, and a 3D printer came up on the screen. So I bought it.
I know, you're like, screw it!
So we're taking a big risk here, and I believe in my artistic ability, and me and Bunny threw some ideas around, and next thing you know, we're making these beautiful box mods. They're not perfect. They're handmade. 3D printing still an experimental process, so nothing is perfect on them. But it's just cool to be able to offer people customized products. It really, really is. We can do different designs, we can do different shaped boxes, we can do all kinds of different stuff. It's quite the process, but we get it done, and we work harder than any modder out there on the market, I'm sure.
Right. I mean, when I first found out about it, actually, I didn't find out about your mods first. I found out about your 3D printer first. So when I found out about that, I was like, oh, snap. Everything you talked to me about, when you and Bunny talked to me about, we were sitting at, we were having like an early dinner, like a late lunch. It was with Bert, you, Bunny, and myself, sipping on some beers, having some of those amazing fries. I mean, those are like the best fries ever.
Those are the shit. I want some now.
The turtle fries?
Yeah, they're the best fries. But you were talking about these ideas back then, before everything, like I said, publicly condolences, of course, to your loss, I could definitely relate, but, I'm almost thinking that I like to think that she's smiling down on you right now, because you're embracing something, you're actually doing something that you love to do, and not too many people can say that these days.
Yeah, right on, Dougie. I appreciate that, brother. And yeah, bro, I mean, we've come a long way, but you know what? It goes to show you what hard work and dedication will do. With you, telling us about our videos. We work hard as fuck on those videos, seriously. From the editing factor, to the video factor, to the idea factor, to the entertainment level. Like, we don't just do a review of a product. We make a show out of our stuff. And, it's a lot of hard work. So we do that, and we've done it for just little over a year now for absolutely free. We put so much time into it, and we don't ask for anything. We do it because we love the community. Like I said, everything we do, we just do it out of the love for what this is, and what this does, and what everybody has done for me prior to me being able to do this for everybody else. Like, there was a movie one time that really kind of changed my life, and I forget the name of it, but it had the little boy, and he did the PIF thing, the pay it forward thing.
I think that was the name of the movie, isn't it?
The what is it?
I think the movie was Pay It Forward.
Was it Pay It Forward?
I think so. Here, somebody correct me. Somebody look at IMDb and chat while he's talking.
But that movie made me realize that one person really can have an impact on the entire world. And from that point on in my life, I decided that it's possible for me to help somebody every single day of my life, whether that's just holding a door for someone as I'm walking into a restaurant, or whether that's actually going out and buying groceries for a dude that's stranded on the corner with nothing. We do a lot, and it's not just in the community. And I'm not boasting. I just want people to realize what Peace, Love, and Vape is. What Peace, Love, and Vape is me and Bunny giving back to everybody else.
Thank you.
And Peace, Love, and Vape is us giving back to those who give to the community, especially those who give to the community. So, with that being said, Celtic Fury's in the room. He is receiving a box mod from us because of what he gives to the community, the time he puts in, the devotion he puts in, the emotion he puts in. the guy puts so much into this community every single day of his life. That was my way, my personal way of thanking him for everything that he does, because he can't afford one of my box mods. He can't. Let's be real. And so I decided to give that to him because he gives every single day, and he felt restricted with his show because he doesn't have the right equipment. Well, how is that fair to the 100 people that are in his room at 7 o'clock my time, which is freaking 5 o'clock his time?
Oh, no, it's like, yeah, he goes on 6 o'clock your time. Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a box mod or something that goes past 20 watts. You know, that's bullshit. He should have the equipment that he needs to do to be able to make his points and show what the equipment does. And, you know, so that's what we did. We gave him a box mod.
Well, I do admit,
and it was his birthday. So I'm not
well, no, like I say it all the time, guys. Like Celtic is the hardest working host on Nova. He does 4 morning shows a week. He does his Tuesday night primetime show. He's going on after me. Like you know, on his 1 weekday off on Fridays. Like he doesn't stop. I don't have to. I mean, like even if I had the time, I don't think I'd be able to broadcast that much. It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's just an example of what we do from Peace, Love, and Vape. That's what Peace, Love, and Vape really is. It's not these videos. It's not me and Bunny selling you guys box mods. It's us promoting a peaceful, lovable environment in the vape community. And we do that through giving back a lot.
Yeah, I know. You know, I mean, honestly, like you guys are wonderful people. I wish I had spent more time with you when I was in Denver last time, but at least we spent the day together, which was great.
Yeah, when you come back though, you know where we are, man.
I don't. You guys moved.
Denver.
Yeah, we're in Denver now. I got a house
like the
and everything,
Lakewood.
Oh, really? You guys are by Sloan Lake?
Very close, about 5 minutes from it.
Oh, I like Sloan Lake during the day.
Yeah, we're just south. We're just south
towards
of it.
like
We're
Sheridan and Alameda.
Sheridan and Alameda area.
I know everybody in the room's like, "What are you guys talking about?" It's called D-Town, baby, the greatest city on earth, with the greatest football team on earth.
Broncos, baby.
We're getting it this year. We beefed up our defense. That's all I'm saying.
You hear the Rockies are trying to skip on us?
What? What are they doing?
They're saying that they're trying to say that Colorado doesn't deserve the Rockies or something crazy.
What?
I just saw it right before your show on.
Dude, look at the freaking stadium we got for them. It's one of the most beautiful stadiums on the planet. Like, just so you guys know, Coors Field, guys, if you ever have the chance to go to Denver, Coors Field is located right in the middle of, like, the brewery district in, like, Lodo. Okay? You can literally have a brew at a bar, right? And it's not just, like, a bar. It's like a craft brewery. Walk across the street, here's your ticket, and you walk in and you're in the stadium. Not many stadiums are like that. I mean, yeah, you have Boston with... Why do I keep bringing up Boston? But you have Boston with Fenway Park that's like that. You got the the Baltimore Orioles is like that. There's not many stadiums that have that allure, like that downtown, you know, on the block feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's wonderful.
It's definitely got that rustic industrial feel to it.
Yeah, it's different. I'm not putting down the Broncos, but where Sports Authority Field at Mile High is located, it's not like you just could walk off the street and stumble into the stadium. It's like here's the main, so here's Federal, and then you have to go a couple blocks. It's almost like a downhill spiral till you get to the parking lot, and then you have to walk like another half a mile till you get to the line. It's different. So, you know, Rockies, they got some nerve. Sorry, but...
Right? Yeah, I was a little peeved, but I haven't had a chance to catch up and exactly see what's going on with it, but that's just what the post said.
Right. But yeah, but anyway, let's talk a little bit about, you know, your general area. What's been going on in D-Town, man? Anything besides the obvious? What's been going on in D-Town, man?
Well, I live in the ghetto now, so we just had 4th of July, and our neighborhood blew up, man. I mean, it was awesome. All right, we had about 5 or 6 shows going all the way around us, 360 degrees. So
Wow.
we went out and bought some little Denver stuff that didn't fly off the ground and just watched the show from the backyard. It was really cool.
Right.
But other than that, the town's really not up to anything.
Mhm.
Nothing's really new or nothing that I've heard of.
Well, you know what? Like when listen, guys, just to put things into perspective, when J-Rock says the ghetto in Denver, it's not necessarily the ghetto as so much as it's controlled by gangs, and it's not necessarily a big thing or a bad thing. Like it's like if you're not involved, nothing really is going to happen to you, you know. But like that area of Denver and also in Aurora, parts of Aurora is like that. That's just the reality of it, and they have it in every municipal area of the country. So don't
and by me saying what I'm about to say, I'm not being racist because I'm not a racist person, but I am like the only white person in this neighborhood.
It's so true. It's hilarious.
But I grew up here, so I fit into the surrounding area, so I don't look out of place or anything. But I'm one of the only white people in my neighborhood for probably blocks.
Right. Yeah, because I know generally that area, like there's a whole block, like a block of streets that is Yeah, they are like it's different.
Yeah,
I
live in the Westwood Hood area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I remember the breakdown because I remember, back when, was it the Rocky Mountain, not the Denver Post, what's the name of the other newspaper before they went to funk?
Rocky Mountain.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, you had the Rocky Mountain News. And
Rocky Mountain News. They had this whole spread once, I remember back in the mid-90s, where they broke it apart. They actually outlined Denver where each gang was located. Like, their section of the city. And I was looking at this like, oh shit, like gangs is no joke. But then but my experience living there was they're totally cool. I mean, they're like, hey, stay out of our business, there's no problem. It's not like in other towns where you hear where there's shootouts every day and whatnot. I mean, of course that happens.
You hear the guns, man. We're 3 houses away from a park. And at night, you hear the guns. They're there, but if you don't pay attention, you don't see it. And me growing up in this neighborhood, I just know to mind my own business. So basically, I don't notice a lot of it. Since we've been here in, 3 months?
Yeah.
We've been here for 3 months, and we've had cops on our block for people down the block probably 4 times now. So kind of gives you an idea of the neighborhood's rough. It really is. But if you don't, like I said, if you don't pay attention to what's going on, then you don't notice it.
Right, because
you kind of have to pay attention. You don't want your house getting broken into. You aren't leaving your house unlocked when you leave here. There's no doubt. You aren't leaving your cars unlocked. It's not one of those type of neighborhoods. Definitely have to be aware of what's going on around you. But you just learned of what to pay attention to and what not to.
Right. No, I hear you. And especially with you having the experience you have in that neighborhood, I mean, you already know how it rolls, so you already know the proper way to play it safe, so to speak.
Yeah. You just mind your own business around here, man, and nobody messes with you.
Right. No, I understand, and I'm sure there are people in this room that can relate to that based on where you live, also. But with me, I think for me the worst neighborhood I ever lived in was the first place I lived in when I was in Columbus. I didn't realize that I lived 3 blocks away from the highest concentration of gang-related activity in the entire city. Had no idea. In my mind, I was like, wow, I'm saving a ton. I'm renting a house with 2 of my old roommates from college, and we're only paying $380 a month. This is awesome, right? I didn't know. It was like a couple months after that I started realizing, especially at night when I started hearing gunshots. I was like, wait a second. I mean, it wasn't happening exactly in front of me, but you could hear it down the road. I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah.
I'm
no,
in the
you have to be fine.
ghetto. Huh?
When you first come here, you hear them every single night, and the sirens too.
Right.
But as you live here, it's just like living by a railroad track. You just start to like zone that type of stuff out.
Right. Oh man, yeah, it's kind of nutty, man. But needless to say, needless to say, okay, we're not going to make this whole thing about like where people live, but let's talk a little bit about the construction. Like, what kind of devices are you putting out into the industry? Like, what was your idea that you decided to roll with? Because I know there's different ways you can go with. There's so many different chips coming out. Obviously, there's the biggest news of all, the news of like this whispers of the Evolve chip coming out, the new one that's going to be incorporated in the new Darwin. But what process are you using? Like, you don't have to give us complete specs, but like,
no, I will. I'll give
right.
everybody the specs. That way, I want people to know what they're buying.
Okay.
I am going to be releasing. There are two separate categories. There's going to be a themed category, which will be pre-built, pre-designed, pre-made mods. They'll go up on the site a few at a time. They'll be available for you to click and buy. You just have to be the lucky people to be on the site to click and buy them at that time that they go up. I'm going to have themes. So our first one is going to be called Karma. It has Karma. Well, it's right here. I'll show it off. So it's got Karma written in Japanese.
Right.
It's got the yin yang for the two sides of energy. And on the front of it, it's got a dragon chasing its tail, going in a circle.
Wow, man. Bueno.
And then it says, quiet the mind and the soul will speak.
Wow.
So that's a pre-built one. And those will sell for about $150 on the site just to click and buy. With 3D printing, you have a bunch of different options as far as what you can use. I went with ABS because it's a higher temperature resistance. So with PLA, which is a different type of plastic, it wouldn't allow for like the 510 connector to heat up properly. It wouldn't allow for the box to heat up and cool off properly. It would start to warp and do things like that. So I went with ABS plastic. It comes in a bunch of different colors. We could do glow-in-the-dark filaments. We can do color-changing filaments. And then we decided to start doing the research on the chips, and what I found out was that the DNAs just had a really hard time longevity-wise. So this new platform came out at the time I was picking all this up, was the SX50 chips, and they were only 30 watts at the time.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it. I read a little bit about it. Do they go up to 50 now?
They go up to 50 now.
Wow.
So this one's set at 50.
Oh, yeah, I know you're a hot vapor, too. Because remember I had you try my DNA 20? You had that cranked all the way up.
Oh, yeah, buddy, you know it. So they go up to 50 watts, and they're able to handle down to a 0.2 ohm coil at 50 watts.
Wow.
So it'll go, the amperage goes up to 12.5 amps on the switch, on the chip itself.
Woo!
I've ran two 18650s in parallel, just for the mod.
Shit. Well, I told you I like your wiring. Your wiring is really neat. Like, what I mean by neat, like, it's very neat, not, like, thrown all over the place. Not, like, neat, like, oh, that's neat. You know?
So, I mean, all the power's there, and it gives you all the options, you know? You can basically do whatever you want on this box. And I've heard that they're going to be upgrading these to 120 watts at some point. So,
This blows my mind, man.
I'm not sure when that's going to happen or how soon that's going to happen or if it's going to require me to rewire mods because of wire specifications or how that all works. But these are upgradable chips. They have 5 user settings, so you can set 5 different wattages. So it'll go M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. You can set M1 at 5 volt or 5 watts. You can set M2 at 50 watts. You can set M3 at 25. Then it also has a tilt feature. So when you're in the menu, instead of using the button to click or 2 separate buttons to go up or down, It has a tilt feature, so you tilt it left to go up, or left to go down and right to go up. It has a bypass mode, which allows you to do like a wired mech mode, so you get direct voltage minus the resistance of your wiring going straight to your atomizer, so you could do like a wired mech mode and eliminate the chip altogether. And it also has the option to add the up-down buttons too. And when it comes not wired for reverse polarity, which means if you stick your battery in backwards, it could burn out the chip. It's not wired for that, but it has an option for it to be wired so that if you do stick in your battery, it'll protect it, but it takes away 1% efficiency. So a lot of people are opting not to have that wired that way, and it comes wired the other way for a reason, because of the 1% efficiency.
For me though, you know how I vape. I'm more of like a not a cool vapor, but let's say a medium vapor. Because remember, I had mine usually set at 12 watts, anywhere between 11 and 12 watts. For me, I would probably want that just for that added sense of security. But that would just be me. The safer I can get a device, I would always go with the safer option. I know there are people in here. It's like, but Rich, you sub ohm too. But I don't sub ohm on a daily basis. I sub ohm purely for fun myself.
Right.
But is it fair for me to say that you're pretty much sub ohming all the time now, Rock?
Yeah, my favorite vape right now is like 50 watts at 0.5 on a single foot. But back in the day, I used to stack batteries, so I was getting 8.4 volts on a 2 ohm Cardo. So I used to try to blow my face off back then too.
Oh man, you really like your vape hot. There's nothing wrong with it, because there's a lot of people that like a lot of flavor, But now you're doing it a bit safer because you have a lot more knowledge, and obviously you got more knowledge than I do when it comes to this, because you're building them. And, I said, it goes to show it's not easy to just be like, oh, I'm going to make them on.
No. And that's the thing with this, too, is it's not just print and go either. Like, after I print the box, there's a lot of imperfections in it. There's a lot of filling that has to go in. There's a lot of maybe where one filament bled into the other. I have to come back with touch-up remedies and fix everything. And then we seal it. We also do like a glitter spray inside of the sealer to make the box have a more finished look.
Right.
Because ABS is porous, so we seal it before we ship it out to you, and we sand everything. So there's a lot of handwork that goes into this after we've already printed your box. And your box takes anywhere from 5 to 9 hours just to print the box portion, and that's if nothing messes up, and then another 2 to 5 hours for the lid portion. So there's a lot of time involved in these. So this Karma mod, that would be an example of the click and buy category. Now you have the custom category, which allows me to give anybody out there whatever they want. Basically, you could have a shape of a box in mind. Obviously, I'm gonna quote you on what you want. My standard design is this box here. I could change the front and the back. They start at $155 for a basic design and standard buttons using this box display. They max out at about $220 with this box display, intricate designs, stainless steel buttons, LEDs put on it, the works. Like, if you want something crazy, we can do something crazy. Now, the only way it would go above $220 is if you wanted to change the shape of the box. Like, Marmar wants a box that would be in the shape of Marvin the Martian. So I would have to charge her. Now, if she didn't want all the upgrades on the button and the 510 and all these upgrades that I'm able to do, we could work on the price if she wanted simple artwork with just the shape of a different shaped box.
Basically, when it comes down to it, because I don't know if I've told you before, but I'm waiting until after I buy my house and furnish it, and I'll see how much money I left over. what I'm probably going to wound up doing for you, Rock, is I'm just going to throw you some cash and be like, just make sure that I have number 128. And I'll be like, and you do the rest. Because you pretty much already know the kind of idea of what I may want, and I'll just be like, surprise me. That'll be it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it won't be too much of a surprise.
I know there's just like limited. There's limited things that you know that'd be into, but that's what I'm probably gonna wound up doing, and definitely, I personally, I have to have that box, and hopefully you can reserve number 128 for me. That's what I really would want.
Yeah, and we can customize basically every aspect of this box. Like, we really can. I can design things. But people have to understand there are limitations in printing. So, like, people ask me, like, why don't I make a slide-in lid here instead of using the magnets? Well, the answer's simple, because there's a groove that has to be printed on the top of this box. And when you're 6 hours into a print and that groove doesn't print right, you start over. You got to think that in order to get a groove there, I have an overhang too. Well,
Right.
how am I going to print liquid plastic in a straight line on an overhang? There's nothing under it to support it, so it can't happen. So there are limitations to the 3D printing, and the other thing I want to put out there is we can do just about any artwork, but you have to understand that the artwork, you have to imagine it in black and white. So if you send me a picture of somebody's face and you want it 3D modeled, I can't really do that because the art goes into the program flat. So it has to be black and white. So if there's shading, the shading's not going to come out. So you have to imagine whatever picture you want on here kind of in a logo style. So it'd be like a black and white picture.
There's a couple questions I'm fielding from the chat. Like,
Sure.
Ellen Fisher asked that she doesn't know if the answer was if the subject was addressed, but how long does it approximately take you to build a mod from start to finish?
That depends on the printing process, and I'm going to use a perfect example right now.
Okay.
Right now, we're working on a mod for Hippie Chick. We had her mod printed out. Everything was going great. We started sanding it, and the layers started pulling apart on the mod, so now we have to start over. So, Hippie Chick, I'm sorry, but we're starting over on your mod. It normally takes, depending on life and what's going on in our personal lives, because my kids will always come first in my life. It usually takes about a week to 2 weeks, depending on how much you want done. But there again, there's a lot of process involved. We have to print your box, we have to sand your box down, we have to touch up your box, then we have to seal your box. The sealer has to dry for 48 hours before we can touch it, or we'll be sending you our fingerprints. Then after that, then I have to mod the box, and that usually takes about a day or two. So it's a good 2 weeks probably before, from the time I start working with you. But here's the thing about working with me is that making a box mod with me is not you just putting in an order. It's you're involved through the whole process in this. It's not like any other mod out there ever that you'll ever buy. I work with you hand in hand. We have a personal conversation. I get all your ideas. I send you pictures of the CAD before you ever approve anything getting printed. Once you say that you like everything that's in the CAD, and the CAD drawing is actual 3D drawings of exactly what your box will look like. I mean, it's almost like an exact replica. I'll send you pictures through the printing process. If I have any issues, like I've just said with Hippie Chicks, I'll let you know what's going on, that I have to start over on hers. But that's going to be my priority right now, is working on hers, because we've had to start over. So sometimes we have to shift gears based on what's going on. There's a lot involved, and it's a really great experience. And when you get your mod in hand, you've already seen it being built from your ideas all the way to the point to where you're holding an actual piece of your idea, whatever you had in your brain as far as a mod, is now sitting in front of you. So Celtic Fury's mod, he wanted color changing filament, we got that. He wanted the 8-ball on there. He wanted the group Vape thing. He wanted the Celtic Cross.
That makes total sense, though.
Happen for him. sometimes we can't always give you exactly what you want as far as like artwork goes, but like let's say, okay, so like let's say I'm trying to run off a tarot card. You know, I can take the elements from the tarot card to make the mod give you the feel that you're looking for. You know, we work with you, and it's an amazing experience of buying a mod. It's not just you buying a mod, unless you're doing the click and shit. So it's you're paying for an experience. You really are. And then you have a unique mod that A, can't be cloned,
Right.
and B, will never be replicated unless like I do something like Celtic is releasing his design in a few months. So, you know, it's just stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's awesome because if somebody were to go through the trouble to like clone one of your mods, first of all, I don't know about you, I would kind of take it as like not really as an insult, but like, wow, if they're gonna go through that much trouble to try to clone one of my mods.
I dare somebody because I'm not. You can ask Bunny. I work my fucking ass off on these things to get them put out. And seriously, right. If I was to get paid by the hour on this thing, I would probably get paid like a nickel.
Oh God.
Like seriously, I put so much work into this. But here's my thing: is I'm putting out something that is so unique to this industry that nobody will want to put in the work that it takes to make these.
Right.
Nobody will want to clone these because it's too hard.
And like, you know, like, it makes me, you know, it definitely. I don't know. I get this good. I get this good feeling inside, like this, like warm, fuzzy feeling because you really put your heart into each mod that you put out.
That's what's unique about doing this. That's so exciting for me, and even doing my previous mods, the wooden ones, is that each one of these has a personal story behind it. You know, each one has art that displays something that is so near and dear to the person that I'm making it for that usually I get a story with each mod, whether that's me kind of making up my own story with the mod, you know, that this person likes this thing and this thing, you know, and I get to use my imagination to put together a piece of artwork that they'll cherish as long as it works.
Mm.
And my goal is to make this thing work for as long as it possibly can, technology-wise, not because of something that I did wrong. So, like, LASD's mod, which I made over 3 years ago, still hits every single time he presses that button, and that's my goal.
Yeah, I mean that's
quality product.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, like, you know, you have a quality mod. If it does what you want to do, you push the button, it vapes. You know,
right?
You don't have the issues, and like a lot of people lose sight of that. Like, you know, I find it funny that when people are saying, "Well, I want to move away from egos," what kind of mod should I get? And a lot of people, especially newer vapors, and I'm not putting it down, newer vapors, I'm not. But a lot of newer vapors that are out there will automatically say, get a Mac mod, get an RDA. I'm like, and you know what? That's not the only solution. For me personally, I mean, I like a variable wattage, variable voltage mod with a Pro Tank. That's my everyday vape. Or you know, or I'm using an iClear 30S right here on a DNA 12 wood mod that I got from 2012. It works. I don't, you know.
That's what I love about this is that everybody's vaping adventure, and that's what I call this, is my vaping adventure. Everybody's vaping adventure is so different from one another. My vape is not your vape. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Me and you do not share the same juice. We don't share the same thing, and that's what's so awesome is that we still click in that bond, even though we're so different on the vaping aspect. It's like, you know, you like Pro Tanks. I hate them. You know, but you may hate drippers.
Right.
And it's okay to have those differences, and that's what's so beautiful about this community. And there's always drama. Don't get me wrong. There's always going to be drama.
You know what, though? But you know what? You know, yeah, because I get it all the time. People are like, Rich, you've been vaping for so long. Pro Tanks? Rich, really? Why aren't you using Aspire Nautilus? I tried the Aspire Nautilus. I didn't like it. You know?
Man, I've been dripping for so long that, like, I do everything. I have Cardos still here. I have Cardo tanks that I still use. I drip. I use. I have a Pro Tank 2 on my Steam mod. You know, I mean, If I don't break it in the meantime, we're grabbing it.
Right. Big people gear. What? Uh-oh. Well, hey, while you're... Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, dude. I remember when you got that. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, there's only 10 made, man.
I know, man. You're like, I want this mod. And you got it all right, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, I like it too. It has my declaration in it. But that's I use a pro tank for that. You
Right.
know?
Hey, so...
I do a little bit of everything, and that's what I think. I think people need to stop limiting themselves and just figure out what they like. You know, it's okay to recommend whatever you like, but like I said, my vape may not be your vape, and
Right.
and each individual person, they may want regulated mods. You know, like you said, you don't go 50 watts, but John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith definitely does. So,
hey, I hear you, man. I hear you.
But with a box like this, you're not limited. You can do the 2-ohm coils, you can do the sub-ohming, you can do the clouds. If you don't want to do the clouds, you have the option to not do the clouds. That's the beautiful thing.
Hey, Bunny. So, what is? I mean, like, I know you're running around, but Bunny, what's your everyday vape setup? What is your vape setup like usually?
Actually, since we did the meet here in Colorado.
Oh, we gotta talk about that. We still have to hit upon that. But okay, go ahead.
He got me a turtle ship, which is the shit. I just love that thing. And then he got me a Patriot for it. And then I love to drip, and I've been dripping 1090s 14er.
The 5280 juice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're
I have
1090 line.
Yeah, I have the 6 juices in their line? I think it's 6.
It's their premium dripping line. It's 10 PG 90 VG. So they call it 1090.
Oh, right. Okay, I see it now. I'm not gonna lie. They gave me a stash to try at the bash.
Uh-huh.
I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, dude, you're missing out. What's the
I know. I gotta try. I mean, like,
it's called 14er.
I mean, I tried some at Bash that people had open, and I tried it there, but I was like, oh, I can't wait to try it. And then I had actually at one point had lost it. I was like, where did I put it? And I was like embarrassed to tell John and Jess because they brought it to Chicago for me. But then I finally found it, and I was like, all right. I set it aside. I was like, I have it right over there in this box with my River Bomb fog sauce, and I was like, I'm gonna vape it because I need to try some of the new flavors River Bottom like sent over. So I was like,
well, I don't think your vaping stash has probably gotten any smaller since you came over my house. So
Right?
I don't imagine how you lose juices at all. Jeez.
I actually gave away a lot of it because I didn't want it to spoil. Because to me, it's like I do the 1 year limit if I'm gonna give away juice, and there's juices I really like. I'll go as long as 18 months before I chuck it. And I know people there looking at me. Yeah.
Go for it. Sorry, I didn't.
No, I was just about to say, but I know some people will be like, "Rich, 18 months." I was like, "Yep." Sometimes I'll hold juice for 18 months before I chuck it, but I'm not saying all of my juice, just some of it. Now I go by a year.
Never seen how Tower rolls around, guys. He's got this like fucking
man purse.
It's like a suitcase, right? and he carries it around like a man purse, and it's got like all his fucking vaping gear in it, like absolutely anything you would ever need on any kind of island or anything. Like you could be like stranded on the island, and like Tower would have fucking everything. You wouldn't need shit. But he's got this bag of juice in that man purse of his that has like 80 bottles of fucking juice in it. He's like, oh
If
yeah,
not
here,
more.
you want to try some stuff? He's got like the whole, lines of juices, and I'm lining them up, and I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna sample all these? I don't even have that many Addies. Damn.
My collection is better now though because I've dropped to 12. So and not only that, I've incorporated 6 into my my juice collection. For when I sub ohm. So next time I see you, I'll I have more juices that you can actually test because it's a lower.
Yeah, well, I'm in your
tax.
category now, man. I started 2 subscription services. So
Really?
I'm getting Sample Box, and
Uh-huh.
I'm getting Vape Box. And so, like right now, so I get, from Sample, I get, I think it's 10 to 15 bottles a month. And then from Vape Box, you get usually 1 to 3 pieces of hardware, and anywhere from like 3 to 5 bottles of juice from that. So right now I'm sitting on probably like 3,000 mils of juice.
Holy shit!
It's ridiculous, man.
Looks like I'll be the one sampling next time I see
dude,
you.
for sure. I have so much juice right now that I've never even heard of, and I'm like, I should probably cancel this, but it's like, it's so exciting to get this box of like all this random juice I've never heard of. I'm like, holy shit, I really don't need all this, but damn, this is cool.
Yeah, I know, right? But you know what? Here you go, guys. Just so you know, I know J-Rock, Winnie, I know you guys probably do this periodically. I do it too. When I know that there's juice that is getting close to that year date, I'll do like a small contest, giveaway. It's like, 500 mils,
We have something that we call the pip box, and if we try a juice and we don't like it, and we know right off the bat we aren't going to like it, it's not something we vape, it goes in the pip box. When the pip box is full, we go through it, we separate it in milligrams, and we just send out care packages. There's probably a few people in chat that probably have been on the receiving end of those care packages. So,
yeah, I'm very close to doing a major piff. Very close.
And it's a great way, man, because here's the thing is, like, you'll be sitting in the chat, because when me and you aren't on cam, we're hanging out in the rooms too, and you'll see a new vapor come in and they'll go, I don't have any juice. And you just get a hold of them behind the scenes and say, hey, look, I was new once. Somebody gave me a lot of juice one time. I'm going to pay it forward and I'm going to send you a care package. And you get their information, send them all the juice that you have that you don't want, that's in their NIC level. And boom, it's gone. And they love it. It's a great way to like help people out. It's a great way to introduce juices to other people that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I have juices that I've completely hated, and I've gone, nobody's gonna like this shit. People have loved it, and I'm going, really? That stuff sucked. So it's amazing the different profiles that we have. So that's what we do with our juices, and I just haven't had any time to actually sit down and try any of this stuff, man. I've been so busy with the business and doing PLV, and then we got hit with the ice challenge and everybody going to the hospital, and
yeah, oh gosh.
Tomorrow we're planning hopefully a down day and have some fun with the kids, so then we'll be behind on working on the boxes. It's just
hey, let me ask something. Do you guys own a popcorn maker?
No.
Oh my god, no, but I love popcorn.
I was just about to say, because if you're going to have like a family day, you get like some movies together in your family room and stuff, pop some popcorn to give it the movie popcorn feel.
No, we're due for
Tower Family Day. We want to go somewhere else.
Yeah, we're due for an outing, man.
Oh, okay.
A water park or something.
Yeah,
well, no, you guys talked about it.
I try not to say anything because the last 2 times we've planned this, the first time I woke up the next day with like a headache like you get, like a cluster headache, and it didn't go away till like 8 o'clock at night.
He was out all day, sleeping
all day long.
in
I was
pain.
fucked up, man. And then the next day she went to the hospital. So it was like, we're not saying it where we're going this time. We're just going to a water park.
We're just going to go to bed later, wake up later, get the kids ready and surprise them and have a really cool family day.
But yeah,
I hear you.
We need an outing though. We need a break. Me and Bunny have just been...
Well, I can tell you where my...
all the stress and the hot...
Yeah, some of my favorite places to go... Yeah. Well, some of my favorite places, I don't know about you, but like I managed to, Garden of the Gods.
Oh, I love that place.
Go to Mother Cabrini, and those those
we're planning
steps.
a trip to Glenwood Springs for the kids here, and probably next week, and we'd like to do Renaissance, but we had plans to do that this last weekend, and that just didn't work out with the hospital trip. So we'll see if we can make it to the Renaissance still.
Right. Okay, so let's bring up just one more topic before I do my ending quiz and set you off for the evening to relax and stuff, and me finishing off the show. But let's talk about what happened Memorial Day weekend and how. Let's talk about the reason why I was a completely sad panda all weekend.
The meat? Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. I just wanted to hear, like, from you and Bunny's perspective, your experience when you went that day.
We had a really great time. It was, we had, I think, about 300 people showed up to it.
Right.
Colorado's not really known for its meats yet. It's still kind of a growing industry here in Colorado, but it's catching on quick, so it was nice to see 300 people. So me and Bunny roll in. We're pretty personable people, so we know most of the vendors. But there were some vendors that had come in out of town, and so we just roamed the table. We videotaped everything, and we met up with Granny, Granny, and me and Bunny and Granny were all sporting our Vape and Militia tags, and we were really disappointed to see that nobody else in the whole entire room had any tags.
I got my tags.
Nobody.
Yeah, I have my tags. I don't wear them around my neck. Like, I have them on my car, in my rearview mirror. So, like, if I'm out and about, I can pull them out. It's like, look, baby, what's up?
You need to get you one of these then, man. It's a tag air freshener, but when the air fresheners run out, you take the little metal off and you put them on the back of your militia tags.
Oh, shit.
And then it's like a backer.
Oh, yeah, I gotta fucking check that out, man.
Yeah, it's go to like your auto parts store in the air freshener.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack you guys, but anyway, let's hear more about what happened on that wonderful weekend.
So nobody had any tags. We were really bummed out about that, but we didn't push advocacy too hard there. We weren't really there for that. We were there just to see how the first meet went, and everybody really seemed to have a great time there. We signed up for the cloud contest. Me and Granny did.
You totally got ripped off. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I did. I think I did, but it's okay, man. It was my first cloud contest, and I'm not known for my clouds. I've never even cloud chased before that meet, so I built a coil. It was my first, what I thought would be a good freaking coil. I had my Monstro and my Zenith, so I took my ring off my Zenith for the added airflow, and I stuck a mammoth tip on top of it. So I don't know if you guys know what a mammoth tip is, but they're just huge ass tips with like big ass board air.
Damn.
And they're just a little bit smaller than a cardo tank, so they're really, really big tips. Here, let me give you a size comparison.
All right.
Here's a regular tip, right?
Yeah.
Here's a mammoth tip.
Shit. Notice the regular tip that he pulled out. That is one of those, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of those wide bore trippy tips.
Yeah, one of the new ones.
Oh man, I gotta.
My trippy, my clean tank.
So tight.
Same size as a clean tank.
So tight, man. So tight.
They're huge ass tips. So I stuck that on there, and I did pretty good. I thought I had won. My third hit was like completely dry. Here was the rules. You had to use 18650 single, or had to do 18650. Couldn't be any lower than 0.1 ohm, so it had to register above 0.1 ohms. Single or dual coil. So I think I did a single coil, and I think I got ripped off. It did really good though.
I know, I saw it, man. I was like, what?
So you got one juicing of 3 hits, right? So 3 hits. My third hit was just total. The first of it was a little bit liquided, but then the rest of it was just dry, and my chest was burning. And the judges couldn't decide, so they had us do a 4th pull. And I lost on the 4th pull, but it's all right. The guy that beat me and ended up taking second place. So I could collab probably with the best of them.
You know what though?
Well,
Here's the thing.
I'll try again on the next meet we go
I was just
to.
about to say, like, you know, I would like to see. I can't like next year. Latin Lady said it right. I have to be there next year, no matter what. I have to, because I suffered this year, and like, I have to pick and choose what it means. I'm just hoping that they move it from a holiday weekend and move it to kind of a part of the year that's not as, because you figure between May and September, like Labor Day, between that area is kind of like Vape Meet Central. There's like a major meet happening like every 2 weeks.
Right.
It's like so hard to comprehend which ones you're going to go to. I'm thinking if they decide to push it back to, let's say, push it back to March, you know, like before Bash, I mean, they may be able to attract some people, or push it at least a couple of weeks before Memorial Day weekend in May.
Yeah, I think we need to plan it way ahead of time.
Yeah.
And let everybody know about it way ahead of time, because that was kind of the thing that hurt us here, was that they did it on the fly. They didn't get the information out to the right people, and just a lot of people didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, and you know what? That plays into what's happening right now. VaporCon West. Only a limited number of people in the community knew it was really happening. There wasn't that much publicity for it. And it's surprising considering who was running the show, which is like Vaporcraft and Nick, Grim Green. And you're like, what? Yeah, so people were just finding out about it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And by then, all the shows in like Peppermint, all the rooms at the Peppermint were already sold out. And they had to go down to like the Atlantis, which is the closest casino from there, to get rooms. But anyway, I'm glad you guys had a great time at the festival. It was called the Rocky Mountain Vape Festival.
It's called Colorado Vape Festival. Mile High Vape.
Mile High Vape Festival. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a
don't think into it. Don't think into it.
Choo Choo Vapes over on he hangs out on a couple of the other networks. I'm not sure which one he actually does the show on. But, he videotaped the whole thing, so if you look up Choo Choo Vapes on YouTube, you can watch the cloud contest.
Yeah, I saw the whole cloud contest because you guys had it up on the Facebook page.
I think I won poll 1, I lost, or maybe even was tied on poll 2, and I definitely won poll 3.
You definitely won 2 of them. That's what kind of like irked me. They're like, what do you mean they're doing a 4th poll?
Right, yeah. But it's alright, man.
Yo, Mondo! What's up?
Monkey!
What's up, Monkey Squad? He's got one of the J-Rock boxes.
Lucky. So anyway, okay, so before we roll, what's the matter?
A spider almost hit Bunny.
That's no go. No bueno. No bueno.
It's huge!
Rock will pick it up and put it outside later. Unless it bites him.
It's right there.
No, that's not it. That's a baby one. That's even worse. Oh my god, it had babies on the way down.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. I'm gonna die tonight.
No. Okay, well here, I'm not gonna keep you on for much longer. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna ask some random questions, 10 random questions. I want you both to answer. It's nothing too absurd.
That's cool.
So anyway, it's just like little punch. But before you go, let me go ahead and put the links in again. And hold on, boom, here are the links again.
Guys, check us out, man. We do good stuff, and we love to do it. And that's the thing. We love to do it. We love it.
I know, and that's
videos. We love doing PLB. We love doing the shows. We love doing the mods. We love the fucking big community.
Yeah, and not only that, it shows because, you know, and I'm not putting down anybody, but you can tell who are ones who are genuinely love the community, as opposed to others. You can tell in accordance to the way they come across, and I don't know. And you know, you're always gonna deal with that. And I don't need to say anything. I mean, like, you know, to everybody, it's differently how they judge it. The important thing is that. And I know that Rob and Buddy, I know you both can agree with me on this, is that we love this thing that we do, and we hope that the 1% of hardcore vapors in that vape around the world will increase as time goes on.
Yeah.
Not putting down mainstream vapors at all.
At the end of every show, we always tell everybody we love them, and we do.
Absolutely, man. And I got a lot of love for you guys. I really do. And I can't wait for the next time I see you. And to check out your crib, dude. I'm so happy for you guys.
We haven't touched on this at all, and I don't even know if you know this, but me and Bunny took a time slot. We have a time slot now.
You guys have a time slot now?
We have a time slot now.
Well, pimp it. What's the time slot?
We're over on VapeNet at midnight Eastern time on Tuesday nights.
Holy crap.
So that would be 10 o'clock our time.
I did not know that. Okay, guys, you heard it from these guys. They're on every Tuesday night. 10 to 12 meet mounted.
As we kind of, we'll do the show for 2 hours, and then we do after hours after that.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to try to stay awake for that. I usually have to be at work at 7 a.m. Eastern, but...
And that's cool. We understand.
I will try. I will try to make it.
Shows, hang out with us. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, no, I want to see this. I'm very glad that you guys... Because I know you couldn't for the longest time, just because your schedule is completely out of whack.
Yeah, and so that's why we took the late time slot, because even if we have the kids then they're in bed, and and at least until school kicks in, this will work out. So
right. Oh, hey, just so you guys know, Celtic was gracious enough to give me an extra half an hour tonight, because I told him, listen, I'm having PLV on tonight. That means the interview is going to go a little long. so
well, yeah, he's all excited anyway. We mailed his mod off today, so.
Oh no, he's gonna be pumped. He's gonna have that in his hand for his show, one of his shows next week. Uh-oh.
We got the spider hanger.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna. Well, he has to do a little.
I got him.
Yo, Chevy, you take care, brother.
Yep, we got him. Cool.
Raid, bug raid. Oh yeah, we didn't do a tower raid. We will do a tower raid soon. I promise. It's not happening tonight, though.
Pretty sure.
Sorry. No, I'm not done yet. I got like another half an hour. But thanks, Celtic, by the way. So anyway, here we go. Let's start off with the first question. Okay. First question is, what is your favorite non-curse word?
Non-curse word. Probably sauce.
All right, Bunny.
Probably just like crappers, holy crappers. That's non-cursing.
Okay. Let's see. Excluding your mod, what would be your ideal PV Addy juice?
Well, I love my Monstro. I really, really love my Zenith, but the fact that it has the hex nuts, I would have to say that I prefer probably my Tugboat.
Okay.
And everybody should know by now, Sweet Caroline is my all-day go-to juice. But I came across this Heisenberg from Steam Spot that's here, and it's a unique blend of juice that is blended in a cask, and you can't buy it. It's special juice, and I fucking fell in love with it, and you can't buy it. So, so Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, so Sweet Caroline, that's Joe Batista's from iVape. Yum yum nom nom. Okay, Bunny, what's yours?
Let's see.
If it could be any mod, doesn't even have to be a mod that you own. Any mod, any Addy.
A Marks mod.
Which one?
Because a Marks mod.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing looking. Like, to have, like, maybe, like, a purple one or a pink wood. You know, something cool like that.
Definitely. My Marks mod is my favorite mod, for sure. But I don't use it very much.
I don't blame you.
I haven't tried the Tugboat yet, so I've been wanting to try the Tugboat. And then, actually, my all-day vape usually is my bubblegum one. Bazooka Jane.
Ah, okay. Okay. All right, so if, let's say, if you had 1 free hour to do whatever you wanted to do, 1 free hour of a week, just 1 hour a week, what would you want to accomplish in that 1 hour? Or what would you want to do?
What do you mean? communities.
Like if you just had 1 hour, like 1 hour free time during the course of
To
the
do
week
anything
for
funny?
yourself, Doesn't have to be
I
a
would-
couple's thing, just a thing for yourself.
I would tan for 20 minutes and get a massage for 40.
Nice.
Put it out there. There's no kids involved in that.
I'd probably go back to Ninpo.
All right.
No, not Nympho, Ninpo.
Cool. I hear you, man. Let's see here. Like as you guys know, like I'm kind of basing my questions off of James Lipton Inside the Actors Studio, but I decided I wanted to change it up, make it unique a little bit based on people I'm interviewing. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So let's talk about this. Okay, what would be the ideal Broncos season be for you guys? And not in terms of stats, but how would you want it to progress?
Wait, come again?
What would be the ideal Broncos season be like for you guys? Not in terms of stats so much as how you would want the season to progress.
I don't know. I think the Broncos do pretty good for what they are. I mean, we always seem to make it into the playoffs every year. You know, we don't make the Super Bowl every year. And
Right.
We don't win the Super Bowl every year, but almost every single year, we're in the playoffs. So
It's happening
Well,
this year. It's
I
happening.
hope
I
this year
can't-
we just don't throw the game. Let's just put it that
Yeah.
way.
Oh my God! You know what they should do
If
is
we start out with a bang, let's end with a bang and just bang it out. All season, bang it.
It's happening.
That's it.
It's gonna happen. AFC is gonna be a repeat this year of last year. LLV. Sorry. Okay. Well, what-
You just had that question to fire everybody up.
I know. Okay. Let's see. What is your favorite sound?
Sex? What?
Your favorite sound? Okay, hey, if that's your favorite sound, that's cool. How about you, buddy?
I like the sound of quietness.
All right, I respect
Or
that.
just being outside when it's quiet and just hearing nature. It's really peaceful.
What sound do you hate?
I hate this fucking helicopter that flies around our house at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh
It
shit!
shakes our house. I think it's a cop helicopter, and every time it does it, it pisses me off because I feel like it's gonna wake up my kids. It's like they don't have any respect for people that are sleeping.
I like the sound of an alarm.
I think a lot of people can relate to that. Oh Jesus! Okay, here we go. What is your favorite curse word?
Probably cunt.
That's because it's like ugh. When you say it to someone.
I love that word. I think it's great.
I like them all. Do I have to pick just one? Probably like fucking shit.
My favorite one is shit. Just because I use it a lot. I was like, oh shit.
Bastard could be my favorite one too.
Oh yeah, when you say that to somebody, that's like anger. You're like, you bastard. I hear you. Okay, now, if there was a line of work you would like to do other than your own, what would it be?
This is my favorite question. I have waited so long to answer this. I want to run my dad's farm.
Damn, that's cool.
I want to be a farmer bunny with some overalls and like a tractor and collecting the corn.
Speaking
Indiana.
of farming, I love Farmville too. Please send me metal and wood planks and bricks so I could build my prized hen house. Thank you. Okay, listen. I also need hired hands. Thank you. Okay, but
Shout that out.
That's funny. I haven't played that for like 3
Everybody
years.
get on Facebook right now and do that for us.
not the first Facebook, not the first farm, the Farmville too. It's like better.
Oh.
You know what would be funny is if you got back to playing that game and you had more wood than you knew what to do with, more hens, more helping hands than you could handle. That would be funny.
Farm
Oh
bunny.
god. So everybody who's into farmland too, I will post. We need to set up a network for farmland too, so we could start giving and receiving items. Because I don't want to just randomly give out invites. I think it's rude. only for people that play Farmville, too.
Yeah, and that's always my thing. I like on occasion I like to sit back and I'll play some what is it? Candy Crush?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude,
on,
I will not touch that game. I'm afraid of that
I'm
game.
on like level 200 or something ridiculous, and just I play it every once in a while. I've been playing it for a couple years now, and just once a week, I'll go and I'll spend a couple hours and I'll jump up 10 levels, and you know.
Oh, Max is still here. Max, you're still awake. You know what, guys? I don't know if you guys know, but Max and Mandy from Vapor's Voyage. Mandy's giving birth tomorrow. And Max is still awake. You should be sleeping. You got to take your wife to the hospital in the morning.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Is it their first one?
No, it's his second one. Yeah, I had him on earlier because I'm going to be covering their show on Sunday nights for the next 4 to 5 weeks until, while Mandy's on maternity leave from her show. And yeah, dude, I'm so into Farmville too. I'm not going to lie. I'm also into.
It is so cute.
But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to. J-Rock, go ahead. I forgot to get your answer. My bad.
And I would like to be involved in the music industry. I have like this huge passion for music.
Dude, awesome. That's awesome. Now, on the flip side, what wouldn't you want to do?
Sanitation.
Pooper scooper.
The poop plant.
For me, it was I think what the heck was mine? Oh my gosh. I didn't want to do a call center.
Oh yeah. Or like paranormal stuff. I would never want to do that either. That's freaking scary.
I couldn't be in the military. Like the military.
Oh, you have to have all the latrines with no privacy? You have to just take a dump in front of everybody?
Yeah, like military work is just not. There are some people that are born for the military. If I was at war, man, my ass would be fucking hiding in a tree, all like trying to like camouflage myself up the ground or something. Like hiding like a little bitch. There's no way.
Oh gosh. So anyway, let's throw out the last question, you guys. Regardless of your religious affiliation, let's say when you go to heaven, what would you like God to say to you?
Oh, yeah. That's a tough question, man.
Well, I'll give you my answer. My answer was, welcome home.
Mine would probably, well, you did your best. You sure tried. Or see ya.
I hate to say it, but I think I'm in trouble there. He's going to tell me something like, well, you tried, but tough.
Oh, no!
Down button.
Oh, gosh.
I'm
Wait.
afraid you'll take over in here. You're going to cause chaos in heaven.
So anyway, guys, everybody, round of applause. Everybody give them a round of applause. Thank you so much, J-Rock and Bunny, for coming in.
Thanks for having us on, man.
Woo! And
Thanks
it finally happened. Oh, God. It finally happened. Anyway, I wish you guys a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you'll, wherever you go, the secret place you guys decide to go on your outing tomorrow, so you don't jinx yourself, happens.
Yeah.
And you guys have a good time. Hopefully we'll see pictures of it on Facebook when you come back.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna take the GoPro.
Oh, yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, I really need to get one of those now. Because, between you and there's somebody else that I've seen it, I think it's an amazing device. Anybody who does any kind of, video recording for, YouTube or whatnot, GoPro is almost like a must-have. A must-have. You don't have to get the highest end. You could get the silver one? It's, just $199, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the best one.
Yeah, but
I had to. We record too much. We're on the go too much.
Yeah.
We do too much stuff, and I put a lot of money into attachments and things like the waterproof lensing and the, being able to put it up on the pole so I can get views from different angles that are up high that normally you wouldn't be able to get.
Right.
Just things like that. Like we went to the monster truck show, and I was able to take the GoPro and put it up in the cab of the monster trucks, which normal people weren't able to see.
That's tight.
You know,
Yeah.
'cause the tires are bigger than you are, so you can't see up in the cab of those things.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's brilliant. Yeah, but anyway, guys, that's what you should do. If you're into video recording, get a GoPro. PLV was in the house tonight. Let's give your links one more time. And much
Thank
love
you,
to
guys.
both of you.
Peace, love, and vape, everybody.
ELV.
All right. Take care, guys. Have